Hello, I'm DRoger, General Counsel for Las Vegas Police Protective Association. During this segment, I'd like to talk to you about the new use of force policy. And we're talking about the policy that is being pushed out in May 2020. Recently, you saw some video that talked about the changes in the use of force policy and talked about the policy mirroring California, in that Graham versus Connor is being changed in policy to include not only that your shooting must be objectively reasonable, but your shooting must be necessary. This past week, President Steve Grammis met with Sheriff Lombardo to talk about this change. Kudos to Sheriff Lombardo for having an open mind and looking at this new policy. And as a result of the meeting, Sheriff Lombardo has decided to change the policy to eliminate the word necessary. And so now we go back to the original policy, Graham versus Connor, and the standard will be whether your shooting or use of force was objectively reasonable. No longer do we have to show that your shooting was objectively reasonable plus necessary. And so just a couple of thoughts on that, even though we are going back to the Graham versus Connor standard, objective reasonableness, you still have to do all the other things the policy talks about. You should try to de-escalate the situation if appropriate. You have to meet all the elements of deadly force. But gone today, thanks to Sheriff Lombardo, is the requirement that we show that your shooting was necessary. I hope that during your training and during your briefings, you talk about different scenarios involving use of force, so that just like you practice your firearms training, house clearing, and all the other things that you do as a police officer, you also think ahead and talk about different scenarios, so that when you are confronted with a deadly force situation, it is almost brain memory or muscle memory. I hope that makes sense, but a big change for us, and hopefully the department will be pushing out their own video explaining that the necessity element of use of force is no longer in policy. Thank you very much. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and contact me with any legal issues at DRoger@lvppa.com. Thank you.
111, 110.